Peace and bright blessings, guys. It's the Queen of Spades coming at you. And I ask all of my spirit guides, my guardian angels, and all of my enlightened ancestors that vibrate off of the frequency of divine love and light, and all of the spirits that surround me and my family on a daily basis um, at my home and when we're out and abroad. I like to thank them for blessing and protecting this space as well um, with divine love, light, and protective energy against known and unknown sources and any negative thoughts, deeds, actions, entities, verbalizations, and intentions. Um, so now that I have that out the way, I would like to basically give an update on long distance cleansing and healing, or Jinx removal. So the first, um, the first type of cleansing that I did was on a family member, and basically, I would say maybe a week. This person had surgery, so basically like a week after that surgery, basically, at first they were like really down and out, very sickly and weak feeling. And after that cleansing was done and the jinx removal was done for them, basically they became more energized. They go to the gym consistently, they work out, so I can say that that cleansing and that healing was definitely a success. Um, this person was kind of like in the bed, just kind of taking, every day, each day easily, not really doing anything too strenuous or anything like that. So with once the cleansing and the jinx removal was done, I would say about a good week after that surgery, that individual was back up, going to the gym, walking like they didn't have no health issues. So, I can say that working was a success. And then I did a healing and a cleansing for someone else as well, a friend, who's suffering with issues, surrounding like the whole COVID thing. And I did a long distance healing working on her as well. And she has become more energized. She's still in the process of healing, but she has reached out to me and thanked me for, the work that I have done for her. And, she has, given me updates on her health as far as, her doing much better than what she initially was, in which she was having issues with chest pains and breathing and things of that nature. And after the cleansing and the healing, she is still suffering from some of the symptoms of COVID, but most of the issues that she were dealing with that would have eventually took her up out of here, she's not dealing with those too tough anymore. So I would say that that's a success as well. And she's still healing, and I'm still sending her healing energy, and I'm still sending the other person healing energy as well. Um, so I've done really well with my workings, and I think that as well, I feel as though as time has gone by and time continues to go by, I become like it's levels to this. Like I begin to elevate in the level of strength and the level of detail and attention that I give to each working. I would say my powers have become heightened over time. They have elevated tremendously, and they have done great things to help people. Um, I also recently did a cleansing and an uncrossing or a jinx removal on one of my children's uh, friends. They basically came to me about, you know, they came to me about a family member of theirs. And they were saying that basically with that family member, they, were in a relationship at one point in time with this person. And it seemed like everything kind of just went left after this person, came into their life. And all of a sudden there was distance between them and the other family member, and they didn't want nothing to do with them, and very paranoid, scared that somebody was going to come and rob their house, and the person came to me because they had been feeling like for a long time that that family member's you know girlfriend that they eventually married was behind a lot of, the push and pull, the distance, the, not really having a connection with, this other family member was due to, the new wife. Um, so they came to me and asked me if I was able to, see if something was in fact put on, them and others in their family, and if it could be removed. And I assured them once I realized after divination what it was and what had happened. Basically, Spirit showed me the whole storyline. Boy meets girl. It's a man and a woman, and they come into each other's lives, and you know the female had an ulterior motive, and the male was completely open and really wanting a relationship with this female, and the female basically used what little care or concern the male had for her, and basically ended up going to a spiritual worker. And she went to the spiritual worker and had her to basically put some love binding spells on him, where it could basically compel him to, want to continuously give her large amounts of money and take care of her. And this happened for years, and it continued to happen even when they weren't together anymore, which is what led, the child to come to me, about the situation. And, basically they were saying, this was a concern of several family members, that they thought, a few of them thought, that she had done something, put something on them because of how they felt with her being in this person's life, and how she acted towards them, and how this other person, which is their family member, started acting towards them as well. So when I did divination, Spirit basically showed me the whole storyline. Spirit showed me that this woman did get some, a spiritual practitioner to help her, to put, different workings not only on the man, but family members of his as well, which caused the distance, which caused them to not be able to get along, this, that, and the other. And basically, once I saw that, then I knew what needed to be done. She needed to be handled, and they needed to have protection. They needed to have a cleansing, a jinx removal, and a healing. And basically, it was like a 9-day process. And I did this, and it was for the child. So I didn't charge the child, but the other family member ended up coming through once she realized what I was doing for her and her family, and ended up paying me for the working anyway, as a donation. So that was lovely. Um, and, she came back to me after, I had finished, doing this ritual over the course of 9 days. She came back to me and let me know, like, I'm thankful to you, for helping me and my family out because of whatever you did, your prayers, like, we are communicating better. We have more communication, and it's clear communication, and we're not arguing and fighting. We're at peace with one another. Like, we're family again because of what you did. And I'm thankful. And, I just was like, you're very welcome. You're most welcome, you know, because, you know, it's just crazy. Like, people can be walking around with things on them for years, not even really pay it no attention or no never mind, and just walk around with that energetic debris on them for years, and until they meet somebody like me that, cleanses them of that or uncrosses them. And so I am happy to say that that was a success. And you know she ended up turning around and saying, listen, I need one more prayer. I'm about to, go into the hospital. They're, they got to check my health. And I told her, I said, I got you. I'm going to do, some healing work for you personally now that your family is handled, you know. So, sometimes clients are referred to me. Sometimes, you know, my gang end up finding me, on YouTube. Squad end up finding me on YouTube. So it's, you know, I hear all these different stories and scenarios sometimes from people. And I just want to get into that really quickly. I hear these different stories and scenarios from different people. And they are often, the first thing they mention is the fact that they went to another spiritual worker before me, and this spiritual worker didn't do what they were supposed to. And, they cheated them out of some money, and, they didn't do the work, no results happened, this, that, and the other. And then they come to me, and their thing is, can you help me? And I'm like, well, first, I have to consult with spirit and see if we're a good match, client, spiritual worker wise. And if we're a good match and we're a good fit, then yes, I will help you with spell work towards your situation. I have a system set up. The first thing you have to get is a consultation with me, and then you have to schedule a divination, and then we go from there into spell work. So it's a 3-step process. So I explain this all the time because some people want to jump the gun. They want to get right to the spell work with me. And I don't know if other spiritual workers have that type of system in place or not. But whether they do or not is not my concern. And my system in place is not their concern. This is how I do things. So if you want to get help from me, this is how I do things, and you have to adhere to that. If you don't want to adhere to that and you don't want to go through with a consultation and a divination before getting spell work done, there are millions of spiritual workers out there. Feel free to reach out to one, snag you one. And like, I had one person tell me, um, a friend girl of mine, she was like, there is spell work offered on this website, and people be offering to do spell work for like $5. And my thing is, if someone is offering to do spell work for $5 and you want to pay only $5 to get spell work done, be my guest. My spell work doesn't cost $5. It costs way more than $5. And I'm going to just be upfront and honest about that. And I try to make it as affordable as possible. But these are my prices because I'm worth it and more. So they're subject to change at any given time. But, the things that I do in my spell work is very intentional, very purposeful. It's a lot of energy pushed out there towards, what it is, the desired outcome that my clients, want. The different things that I do during that ritual leading up to and leading after, I do the ritual. Like, I'm worth my pricing. I have talked with people who end up becoming my clients, and they tell me, I paid, $5 to $10, for a little spell work, and that person ain't come through. This, that, and the other. Nothing worked out, and they just ran off with my little $10. Well, firstly, you get what you pay for. So if you want quality work, and I suggest that look at these different spiritual workers, that are here on YouTube and in other areas and groups and different things like that on social media. And I wouldn't just pick people just out the blue to just do it. Like, I would watch those people. I would watch content of theirs to see how genuine they are, or what their success rate is in helping people. And I would probably go through a referral from a friend or somebody that I know before getting assistance or work done by certain people. Everybody is not what they say they are, and everybody is not in a space where they are able to um, perform spell work to the best of their ability, whether it's because their intentions are not on point, or they're not on point, they're not who they truly say they are, or they're scamming folks. There's people out here with all types of intentions, and it's up to you to use levels of discernment before picking, a spiritual worker to do work for you. Because you can cry about this person all day long, but nothing's going to bring your money back, and nothing's going to get the work done. So in the beginning stages of choosing the worker, use levels of discernment before, buckling down to one, spiritual worker and choosing this person to do this work for you, trusting them with your information, trusting them with your money. Make sure that person is a good fit for you. Ask questions. You should be able to ask questions. You should be able to pick up on this person's energy. Now, the flip side of that is, yes, while there are some scammers out here that claim to be things that they aren't, there are people out here with low vibrational, energy. And they're going around and they're doing all this, window shopping for different spiritual workers and the different types of work that they can do. And they're looking for somebody, that may or may not charge, too high for them, or whatever the case may be. And, they get these spiritual workers, and, they tell them their problems, their concerns, but they come with a lack mentality. And what I mean by that is, they come with this mentality like, you know, um, I need this done, but I'm scared. I'm so scared to pay you my money. I'm so scared because if you take my money, I don't really have much. That'll be my last. And I'm looking at them like, well, why the hell would you spend your last on spell work if you're not sure about the spiritual worker? First of all, you're more connected to your own situation than I am as a spiritual worker, because it's your own personal situation. Smell that food. It's your own personal situation. So you're more connected to it than I am. So if you're going around and moving about with a low vibrational energy, or you have all these doubts and all these negative feelings as to why you shouldn't trust somebody else to do work for you, or whatever the case may be, you should not be getting spell work done at that moment in time. Because not only will it be a waste of your money, but you still may not get the desired outcome that you want. This is why I teach people in my witchy classes, but also in my life coaching classes, about how to frame your mindset just right, where you're literally attracting in the things that you desire. Whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. If you are focusing mostly on the things that you don't want, or the negative experiences that you have, and you're mostly focusing on that, so therefore you're mostly putting the energy towards that. It don't matter what type of spell work, how good somebody is in doing spell work, if your mind is not right, that spell work is not going to come out right. And I've had to tell many clients this over and over again. And I've told them before they even handed me money, like, listen, you got to change that mindset. I'll send you some different tools and different things like that to keep you calm and keep you out of a state of anxiety, to relax you. But most of that work is on you. You've got to do your own work. I'm not responsible for that. Unless you come to me to help, for me to help you deal with your work. And you're coming to me as a client, then okay. But if you're not coming to me for that type of service, and then this is on you to fix yourself. Like, I can't help you to do that. So I tell clients before they even give me their money, listen, you're being doubtful. If you don't believe that this will work, if you believe that somebody is out to get you, is out to scam you, then that's the type of energy that you're putting out into the universe where your own personal situation is concerned. And in that case, like, your energy is closer to your own personal situation and is stronger than the energy that I'm pushing out for it. And in most cases, it will end up going your way, which is nowhere, because you did not take the time to heal thyself. Like, you shouldn't be getting spell work if you're not in a high vibrational state. You shouldn't be paying anyone any, hundreds and thousands of dollars if you really don't have it to give from jump. So I've had um, a client recently where I've had a couple of clients actually recently where we're in the beginning stages of figuring out if we're even a perfect match or not. And like, I had this one sister and she was like, this is the last of my monies, you know, I need you to bring this guy back to me, and then I'm gonna get you more work, like, and it's beautiful. She had beautiful intentions, but where the spell work is concerned, where I was concerned, like, if she messaged me and I didn't get right back to her, and I'm not going to get right back to you. I don't care who you are, because I got a whole life outside of the things that I do. Like I said, I wear many hats, and wife and mother is one of them. So I'm not always going to be available to reach back out to my clients right after they reach out to me. And she reached out to me, and because I wasn't able to get back with her, it was late as hell. It was like early in the wee hours of the morning. And I'm more than likely knocked the hell out. And um, I didn't get back to her until later on that day when I did wake up. And I saw all types of messages, and she's like, oh my God, is this a scam? I'm scared. Oh my God, that was the last of my money. Oh my God. And I'm like, listen, if you're going to be doing all that, like, I can't help you. Like, you're going to have to go somewhere else. You're going to have to go somewhere else with that, because I'm not here to even attempt to deal with any of that. None of that is my responsibility. That's your stuff. And if you don't work on your stuff, then everything you do in life is going to be a reflection of your unhandled stuff. And that's nobody's problem but your own. I don't care how many workers you hire from here to Zimbabwe. If you don't fix your own stuff, no spell work by no magician is going to help you. And this is what I tell my clients right off the bat. This is why I got to see if we a perfect match or not, because I'm not into dealing with, unnecessary BS. And I feel that that's unnecessary BS. And I will remove myself from the situation, from your energy, from all of it. And she came with that type of energy and that vibration. And the spell work didn't work out for her. And I'm like, I wonder why. Like, was this supposed to work out for you with a low vibration like that? Like, you thought you was going to actually attract the opposite of what you thought was going to happen? Like, that doesn't happen like that. Like, unless you have the right intentions and mindset to put towards it, and which she clearly did not. And I reminded her of this a couple of times, in our messages. Like, listen, if you're going to be doubting this work and you're going to be sitting back thinking, like, at every turn, if I don't answer you right away, I'm scamming you. Like, I'm telling you now, this work is not going to work. But you paid me, and you paid me money for it. And I got that money, and I don't do refunds. Like, so I advise you, if you are part of the royalty squad gang, like, you got to be in tip top shape mentally. Like, you got to be stabilized mentally in order to even deal with magic. Do not come to magic, you know, in a rush, like, oh my God, this is my last option. Let me hurry up and do this. I'm getting evicted tomorrow. Magic does not work like that. You have to have been in a certain state ahead of time and already putting the intentions out towards it. And this is what I teach people in some of those witchy classes. But it's like, even though I tell certain people this, they still remain how they are. And then they're like regretfully surprised when the work doesn't work out. Like, you influence it more than me. So if it's not working out, like, I'm looking at it like, it didn't work out with me. It didn't work out with the last person. You the common denominator. Like, because I'm seeing how you do with people based off of how you do with me. And I had to tell that client, like, I actually ended up offering, to do the work completely over again, just in case it was something on my end, which I didn't feel like it was, but I did it anyway. I felt I was in a good mood, and I did not feel, I felt like, why not? So I redid the whole work over for that client, and it still didn't come through as far as I'm concerned. And the client said, well, I didn't even use no roots or herbs or anything like that. I only use, a candle and some oil. And I said in the candle what I wanted to happen. And it fell through the other time for me. And I'm like, well, damn, if it fell through that easily for you, then why would you spend hundreds of dollars with me? If you could do it yourself the first time, why didn't you go that route again? Because now you sitting back complaining about how you done spent your money and the work ain't working. By the way, it's your energy that influenced that work. But you want somebody else to be responsible for it outside of you, and that's just not going to happen. And once again, I don't do refunds at all. So unless it's on a product and that product is malfunctioned by the time you get it, like crystals or some oil spilled and it's not your full complete package, something like that, I'll replace. But as far as workings are concerned, once the work is done, like, my energy and my time is valuable. If I put it out there to do work for you and the work don't fall through, the first person you need to look at is yourself, not me. It's you. So I had to tell her that. And I haven't heard from her again. And that's fine. You'll have to get monies and go see somebody else, I guess. But what you're not going to do is make me feel guilty for something for you not falling through, when I was telling you all along that you need to stop being negative. You not need to stop being so doubtful. You need to remove that from you so that this work can come through for you and you can get your desired outcome. And this person just did what they wanted to. So it is what it is. I've had clients come to me and they want to know all these questions about the work and what to get for this. And I got questions about the consultation, the divination, what's that, what's this, what's the other. And then when it comes time to schedule the appointment and make the payment, I've had a couple of people come to me and say, oh, well, I was hoping you would go ahead and do the work on this person. And then once you compel them to give money to me, then I'll give you your just due. Absolutely not. You will pay me up front or you will not receive work at all. That's how I roll. And if you can't handle that and you don't like that, like I said, there's plenty of other workers out there. Take your pick. But I don't handle business like that. I get paid up front and then I do your services to the best of my ability. And I'm damn good at what I do as well. And I'm very detailed with what I do. And I take a lot of pride in my shit. So your work will turn out right and you will have the desired outcome. But it starts with you first. And that's just the bottom line of this whole video. Like, if you're going to work with me, you must have a level of confidence. You must not have any doubt. And you must be open and ready to receive all of your blessings, all that's due to you, fully and completely. You must be able to trust me as your worker and trust that I'm going to work for you to the best of my ability to bring you your desired outcome. If you don't have those basic things, we don't even need to have a conversation because it's a waste of both of our times. And I don't have no hard feelings against nobody that don't want to work with me or have worked with me and don't want to work with me again. Because for every person that don't want to work with me again, there's 10 to 20 others that want to work with me, see that I'm genuine and down to earth and cool as hell and don't mind working with me and see the results that I have brought through for their personal situations, and they don't have no problems with it. So I can't be worried about the one or two that did not do their homework where, working with a magician is concerned so that they can have the best results. Like, that's not my responsibility. I tell you guys in my videos how to come forth, what to expect, ask questions, but also your intentions have to be aligned with your spiritual worker, whoever that is, you know? And that's just the bottom line of it all. And then you will have a successful outcome because, I mean, outside of those few situations that I just mentioned, I have had hella success with mostly all of my workings. And those clients were of like mind. So they got the success that they were looking for. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Magic is a whole other ball game from doing something physically or doing something, in a different way altogether. Magic is mind over matter. Magic is alchemy. And if you're not prepared to do a certain work on yourself or to push yourself past certain levels of poverty mindedness or lack mindedness, then it doesn't matter what anyone else does for you. They're not going to get you through that unless you're across stuff and you can't think straight. Like, that's the only other time where you would have to trust, the worker totally and completely to uncross you. But you still have to have positive intentions, even in that regards, that someone is helping me to get through this and I'm going to be cleared and I'm going to be protected. If you can't think like that, then you don't need to deal with magic or magicians. That's just the bottom line. So I encourage my gang, my squad, my like minds to reach out to me. I always leave my email and my website link below in the description box. But if I don't, you're more than welcome to comment below and ask me what that is. And I will always respond back with that link or that email address so that you can reach out to me to, ask me any questions or whatever the case may be. Now, if I feel like we're going into things that should be talked about in a consultation, I'm going to stop you and let you know. And that's just how I do things. I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, but I'm going to let you know, oh, that's what we discuss in the consultation. So, you ready to book your consultation? No, not yet? Okay, cool. Like, but that's how I do it. And you have to have a certain level of confidence within yourself and knowing that You know, whatever the situation is, you know you don't deserve it. You know you want better. You know you want a desired outcome and you want to shift the outcome from what it has been. That requires you to be in the mindset that I know that this is going to work. I know that this is going to change. And by shifting your mindset into that way of thinking versus the more negative way of thinking, I guarantee you, I assure you, that you will have whatever outcome you desire because your intentions match that outcome's frequency. So comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions or any inquiries about how to reach out to me. And I will be glad to leave that in the description box. But I will also respond to you if you have any questions or concerns, or you just simply sitting back enjoying the show and you want to comment and say how much this video resonates with you. Or you want to say that it doesn't resonate at all. That's fine too. Um, I look forward to reading the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace and bright blessings.